So hello guys, welcome to our channel Global Hot Talks. Once again, we are bringing you more news regarding Israel, America and Iran war. So Ross Harrison on Al Jazeera argues that the Israelis are clear on what they are doing in this war. The Iranians are clear on what they are doing in this war, but the Americans are not clear. And whenever the American government is trying to explain to the American citizen on what they are doing, they lie. So here is what he said.
One of the things that's clear, at least to me, is that the Israelis are clear as to what they're doing. The Iranians are clear what they're doing. The Americans are not. They haven't been able to explain to the American people. And when they do explain to the American people, frankly, it's fabricated. So it's just not believable. And that's the danger here, is that the United States, which is a major power of the world, basically has leadership that cannot explain why he is disrupting the United States and the entire globe.
So as you know, guys, since the beginning of this war, Donald Trump has insulted a lot of world leaders, including British Prime Minister, France Prime Minister, and recently he insulted the Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. So the British Prime Minister was asked by a journalist that regarding this issue, and here is his take on it. He even argues that he is not going to plunge the British into this war because in his own view, it is not in British interest to enter this war.
There's a clear difference, therefore, of opinion between me and President Trump.
He's insulted you, he's demeaned you, he's poked fun at you. You are the Prime Minister of Great Britain. And for many people in the UK, many people listening to this podcast or watching it, insulting you is like insulting our country. Do you understand why some people feel like that?
There's undoubtedly been, some hard decisions over the last few weeks. I have been clear I'm not going to join the war. There's a clear difference, therefore, of opinion between me and President Trump. My own view is that a lot of what he's said and done has been to put pressure on me to change my mind, but I'm not going to do so because I'm the British Prime Minister and I have to act in the British national interest.
Do you think he underestimated you?
National interest.
Do you think he underestimated you because you'd worked really hard at the relationship? I had followed you around. I remember being in the White House and you came out and you were pleased because he'd backed NATO and Article 5. He'd signalled he was going to do a good deal for trade. You were really personally proud that you felt like you had found this connection. You tried to accommodate him. Do you think he took that as weakness from you?
Well, I wanted a good relationship. I'm not going to pretend otherwise. I still want a good relationship. As we work our way through this, I'm sure that is possible. But I want to be equally clear. I'm not going to waver on this. I'm not going to back down.
So Scott Ritter was asked why the United States entered this war, even while knowing that the Iranians can easily shut the Strait of Hormuz. So listen to what he said.
Because if they close the Strait of Hormuz, there's no way we're going to be able to stop them from unclosing it.
Everybody in the Pentagon said that.
Yeah. Then why did we do it?
Because Pete Hegseth came in and said, we won't have to do that. The Israelis have told me that they're going to kill Khamenei on day one. We're going to come in with the most massive air power ever seen. Is because we wanted to hit 1,000 points on the ground a day for a period of time to create the impression of American invincibility. And the Iranians quit. And that way we don't have to do any of this. Just so you understand, one of those 1,000 points was at girls' school that should never have been struck.
Yeah, I know.
We struck hospitals, the whole thing. This is the most criminally minded war plan in the history of war plans.
Is it criminal or stupid or both?
Criminal. When you're the Secretary of Defense and you're required by, we have a law of warfare act. If you violate the Geneva Conventions grossly, there's a death penalty. Hegseth came in and said, I'm doing away with all the rules. I'm disbanding that unit. We're going to disregard the law of warfare manual. We want increased lethality. And so when he said we're going to put 1,000 bombs on 1,000 targets a day, he was saying, I don't care what you kill. We kill things and break things, he said. That's what we do. There was intent, criminal intent from the very start. So this was criminal and incompetent. What I don't understand is why the JCS didn't resign en masse. This is a leadership failure on the part of the most senior military officers. And now they're in a situation where they're going to have to try and do something they know they can't do. If we send Marines across the beach and they die, people need to go to jail.
So guys, as we are entering new phase of this war, earlier this week, the Houthis enter into this war. They have fired some missiles into Israel. And you have to understand that the Houthis have card to play here. They can easily close Bab el-Mandeb. And you have to understand the Saudis, the United Arab Emirates created Bab el-Mandeb port in order to, in anticipation of this kind of situation where the Iranians close Strait of Hormuz. So now that they have closed Bab el-Mandeb, or the Houthis will start to threaten to close Bab el-Mandeb, it will be another catastrophe to the world economy. So follow us guys for more news, subscribe to our channel, and thank you.